Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast with some bubble tea. Today we're going to be playing some more Towerfall and chatting about our journey so far with Twitch and streaming.
Alright, well, I suppose you might as well get into it. So, I'm going to get into the first Turf War lobby and then you can join off me. But yes, so this, I was going to say this week, this time,
This episode,
that's good. We're going to talk about streaming and Twitch and all of that lovely stuff. So we're going to be playing some Splatoon, and we have a little extra thing near the end, which we're going to be showing you. But until then, we're just going to chat about Twitch and how we ended up here. So I suppose, should I start?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I think I started Twitch literally the end of March 2020, so COVID times. This only happened because of COVID times. But yes.
Both of us, really.
yeah. Very much only got into it because, I had to be back at home, Northern Ireland, and couldn't see all the friends that I made in London, and couldn't really, spend as much time with people that I would have liked to. So streaming had always been on my radar, but never been something that I'd really thought too much about, especially since I didn't really have the setup for it. So it was much more of a I wasn't a gaming PC kind of person at that point. So yeah, it was something that I was interested in but didn't know very much about, and then I actually got into it specifically because of COVID. Oh god, that's so weird to think about though. It's both so long ago and not very long ago when you actually think about it. But yeah, that's why I got into it. It's also got me into getting my own gaming PC and actually kind of putting time and effort into content creation as a whole. So yeah, I'd say that's probably how I got into streaming. Getting murdered by a roller. How about you?
Well, yeah, same thing, really. Was stupidly bored. My job was it was an agency job, so I had a lot of free time anyway. And since COVID, most people weren't taking, staff members who aren't actually part of in what I'm working in, so I had a lot of free time. I was like, you know what? Sure, let's tweet it out. I did a lot of tweeting. Made a GoFundMe to get a laptop, to help me get a laptop. Put some money together to get my headphones. My boyfriend was very supportive. Stupidly supportive. It did help because I had to do something. I was getting bored, and it opened up a community and a little bit more of my confidence, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose that quite same to me, right? I'd always been, confident enough in my Splatoon abilities, and I'd commentated a couple times in different situations, but actually streaming and being a creator as such is very different from that. It's not something that I'm still at all that used to. But
especially being used to being a viewer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's stupidly different. There's so many things you have to take into account, and the people, and what you're playing, and then it's just a whole nother thing. It's not easy, that's for sure.
It really isn't. And it's funny because I was always very much I was gonna be playing games anyway, right? So then that was kind of how I justified it to myself that, and I still do kind of.
If you're playing the game, you might as well have other people watching you play the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's a way to kind of keep in touch with people and also play in a way that isn't always just playing with them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always been very much like I play so many video games. I might as well share it while I go.
Yeah, plus
Um,
like this Splatoon community, that's what we both got many of our followers from anyway. So it's not
mm.
like we like the first. I can't remember the first day for you, but the first day for me when I did my first stream, I had like 30 people watching me or something.
Damn. Yeah, no, I didn't have that. I had like 5.
Yeah, that was a lot because I had Splatoon community, but I also had like other friends like outside of
hmm
that too who I've befriended, I guess, over the years. Especially with all the bullshit that I went through with
Yep,
relationships and
exactly.
and
I'm sure we'll
stupid
get to.
friendships.
Yep.
But yeah, yeah. So there's people who have stuff around, support me. Uh, it's been fun. Just viewers, like the whole viewer thing.
hmm
Like I guess at the beginning because you're new to it. It's like I have to, I. It's nice to have people watching. Sometimes it's like, you just play the game, you just play games. Some people busy, they pop
hmm
in when they do, and that's really appreciative. And then all the subs and stuff, like it's just a
All the
bonus, I
support
guess.
in whatever way it's kind of like it's given.
Yeah,
All of it's appreciated.
and especially me, I can't really complain since I am not like constant. Is that the word? No, what's the word? I'm not. Is it constant? Is that the word?
Constant. I don't know what you're trying to tell.
Consistent. I'm not consistent.
Consistent.
I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
consistent in streaming, so like for what I'm getting, especially since I stream like once a week now,
hmm
like I still get a pretty good amount of support, even saying hi bye or lurking, or people just wanted to play with me on stream, which is very entertaining too. So,
exactly.
how about you?
Yeah. When it comes to like my side of things, I'm just so grateful with what's happened with it. I started this literally just to be like, I I don't know how else to keep in touch with people and still be able to play, in a way that's like kind of feels very what's the way to put this, like consistent and being able to see people and talk to people all the time. It kind of just like did all of the things at once, right?
Mm.
Um, but for me, I just don't even like. I just think that I kind of needed it at the time. Um,
Yeah,
I don't really know how else to describe it.
it's a very good outlet.
Yeah. That
Like,
before I did it, I didn't even realize I'd need. But now I'm like, I kind of can't imagine not having it as an outlet.
what was it? Like it used to be. Like the first year, because I wouldn't do anything, was great, but now I'm busy and shit. Like
hmm
it's more on the back burner. But
Yeah,
it's when something pops up, or I play with you, or I play with some viewers or some of my friends, then it's like it's pretty fun. But
yeah.
like
It's like you always know that there's that there to be doing,
yeah,
right?
and then what is it? And then there's certain games that we stream as well. Like, well, you know me, I just play Splatoon all the time. I might as well get some stupid matches in anyway.
hmm
But then it also helped me like venture out into other games. So it's like I had an excuse to buy games now and
hmm
actually, play games people actually me want to see me play
Hmm.
or see me experience. And like now my library's actually full. Like I am very picky in music and in games, especially games. Like I'm not wasting my money if I know I'm not gonna like it.
Fair,
But
yeah.
like there's like games I never thought I would buy. Like I've tried my hand at I don't like Mario, but at least I tried the game. You know, I
Yeah,
tried.
exactly.
I
You
don't like
tried.
Zelda, but at least I tried the game. Like what was it? I tried the free games like Smite and Fortnite and
You've tried Apex as
Apex
well.
exactly. Like at least I tried it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like those indie, like an indie game. What's it called? Coffee Talk. Like that's one of the best games that I played. Like the storyline was so fucking good. It's so good. I am so glad I got that game.
And you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have if like you didn't have that
Yeah.
extra kind of incentive to try new games and see what's
Yeah.
going on with different stuff. Yeah.
And especially like if it's something like Coffee Talk, because it's more like is what's it called? It's like a storyline based game.
Mm.
Yeah,
Story instead of for example, like uh, multiplayer, more centric
yeah.
kind of thing,
So it's
or
like
competitive.
so it's like I'm more likely to stream them because I want if somebody is watching it, like I want them to be able to watch everything. Like so
Mm-hmm.
I stream all the episodes. I stream everything, which is
Mm.
also a good way to like keep at the streaming. I need to find another game like that. But I haven't. Um, what's it called? I did play Night in the Woods. Night in the
Mm-hmm.
Woods? Is it?
Night in the Woods. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, I've watched it. Like I've watched the gameplay. A lot of games
Mm-hmm.
I've watched because I didn't have a Switch or I didn't have a console, or like the game came to the Switch later on.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of games I've already watched as well, which kind of kills the whole playing the game for the first time for my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that I kind of like stopped playing because I already know what's gonna happen. I've already played it. It's still a pretty good game. Probably gonna get back to it some other time when I'm not like busy. But yeah, bigger, much bigger library now. That's for sure.
That you wouldn't have gotten into otherwise.
Mm,
Yeah, I suppose that's something I've never really thought about how streaming has affected kind of like the things I will try in the same way that you are. Because I have a lot more. Um, oh, what's it called? I have a lot more in my Steam library than I would have ever had before. I think, um, because I look at it in the sense of would this be something that would be fun to stream, right? As opposed
yeah.
to just is this the kind of game that I'd eventually get around to? Because then it would just go on my wish list, and I'd probably have another look at it at the sale, but still be like, I don't know about that. Um, so,
Sales are definitely good. Those are, that's for sure.
oh yes, indeed. And though it does mean I've got like a list of things that I want to stream that's like a mile long now, right? And it also doesn't help that I have consistent games that I'm like that I tend to play every week. You know, like Apex, or sometimes I'll play Splatoon with you, or Halo every couple weeks, stuff like that. That's just like I'm not playing through it per se, but it's just kind of become part of like I play this all the time, right?
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it's that's never really crossed my mind before. How it's kind of changed how I look at games in a way. Interesting. Um, but yeah, do you want to talk about like what your kind of like community is like, because
Oh
it's
yeah,
probably very different from mine.
yeah. So my, I guess, community is so since I've been viewer and streamer, and I know how it is. Um, like I've also tried to I support m- like I have friends who are streamers, so I support
Mhm.
them. But also been trying to look for is small black streamers. So I
Mhm.
would say anybody normally, unless it's an exception, anybody who's under like 500 followers or something. And so normally I interact with them, raid them, try to make a small community like that.
Mhm.
Follow them on Twitter, retweet that whenever they stream, when I have the time, because there's a lot, there's a lot of people, and sometimes I forget one busy. But yeah, I've made some pretty cool friends through that over
Hmm.
the year and the over the year and 2 months that I've been streaming.
Gosh.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people. It's a lot of black creators, small black creators, who I think personally should get way more attention, but don't because it's pretty hard to find. But I found a decent amount, some stream here and there, and then like it's pretty cool because I get to like know them, know their personal life, play games with them out of streaming, and just just be friends with them.
Yeah, it's a great way to get to know people, right?
And if I don't like them, then I just unfollow.
Yeah, that's one way. I'd say like my community is also like a little bit similar. Like I'm not as focused as you are on specifically like the black community of streamers. Though to be fair, you have led me to quite a few.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mostly tend to be looking for other people, the people that other people know, and I'm kind of similar in the way that I'm like wanting to raid people who've got less, like kind of helping like people who are like at the same kind of level as you were talking about, right? So not really interested in raiding the big streamers. I think the only exception to that is the person we know a little bit, who's quite a large Splatoon content creator. But except from them, I would say for the most part, I'm just looking for people who either Splatoon content creators specifically.
Yeah, especially
the amount of times I've gone from like Phasmophobia or Halo or Apex and just been like, okay, I don't know anyone online right now. Let's go find someone playing Splatoon.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, well, we're helping. We're helping the Splatoon fandom grow. We're
yeah, because this is where we come from.
Yeah,
right?
we're doing a little bit. If you came for one game and we're raiding a different game, which is Splatoon, you should go buy it.
Yep,
You should buy the
get
third
ready
one.
for Splatoon 3 as well.
So,
very important.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And like personally, like it is so hard. It's so freaking hard to find Splatoon 2 players who are black Splatoon 2 players who are from the UK. It is so freaking hard. It's hard to find black like black
streamers in general, but then you add in Splatoon and UK
and DK, it's so
it's
hard.
hell to find.
I've been looking for, even like before stream, I've been looking for years. I just want to help the smaller content creators out, try to help each other out. Because some people, like, they have some really good humor, but you will never find them. Because
there's so many. There's so many streamers in general, right?
Yeah.
And then when you're looking for like a specific kind of streamer, it can be incredibly difficult to find one unless someone else tells you about them, right? Yeah. That's how I know a lot of people, through either you or through like some of my other streamer friends, right? And even some of my friends who are just viewers, they just end up leading you places. And
but the thing is, like sometimes like smaller streamers, you can feel like they appreciate it more sometimes. Like sometimes you have these big streamers and they're like, it's okay. But sometimes when that, like, what was it? A few times I've rated these smaller streamers and like freak out, and like and then like some of my followers like follow them and then they freak out more. It's just it's just so nice. A little bit here and there. It's really nice.
And then you do create like a community even of itself of just like content creators, and then that kind of opens up the gate for collabs between people, and especially if, like, for example, we're talking specifically about Splatoon here, especially if it's like that you can end up playing with people you never would have thought you would have even met, let alone play with. And then you get to have these cool little streams that never would have happened if you hadn't have ended up meeting said person randomly or seeing them because of another person or ending up in their stream for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I am gonna do a little shout out here since Twitch streamers.
Yes.
I do have on my Twitter like a list of streamers to follow. I do retweet other streamers, and like I can be very picky. But if you're on the list, that means I like you and you're good, yeah. So yeah, just
Yes.
saying.
So she is
Plus-
picky, but
Plus, I
if you're
retweet
on
and
there,
support my friends also.
exactly.
Your stupid ass.
The tie. I was gonna say the tie seal of approval, but yes, yes.
There were some, not so good things about streaming. That's for sure.
Yes.
Some things that we've had to deal with, whether it be what we're playing or just people just being assholes or because of what I look like. Whether it be inside or out of streaming, like it's bad either way. Like
Yep.
So what is it? Like sometimes you have to me being a mod or me just being a viewer, you have to deal with some people just saying stuff because they can. And it's like, why? It's unnecessary, but like certain things that people say just to get a rise out of you and just to see what you're gonna do. Like I have I think we both agree that I have a different kind of humor and a different kind of tolerance to you. Like
Yeah.
I say some pretty raunchy stuff, but there's like a line.
Not where we're putting this, but yes.
But there's definitely a line. Like if I can tell it's supposed to be funny or if it's supposed to be like you're joking around, then that's fine. But if I can, it's pretty easy to tell when some people are just like here to try and pick a fight. And it's like
exactly. And
what the fuck's wrong with you?
That's not what anyone's here for, right? That the whole point. That's not, if we're in like someone's Twitch chat or like one of ours or even someone else's, then like no one's here to like have to deal with that, right? We're here to have a good time. We're here to chill, play video games, chat. We are not here to deal with some Egypt who just wants to offend everyone because they're edgy like that, right? That's not... Personally, that's not what I stream for, okay? That's not what I'd go on Twitch to watch someone else for.
Chill time.
Yeah.
Fuck off, dude. Like,
exactly.
Go on Facebook and write a bio or something.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just I've had a few encounters. I've had DMs, especially being black. I've had some racist remarks as well. It was just like people doing general remarks. Like I don't understand why. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either. Like, what did they stand to gain in that situation? Really, I don't.
It's just weird.
Yep.
And then like even like apart from people, then you have the whole technical difficulties, making sure you're actually streaming.
Yes, that can cause issues if you think you're streaming, but you are not.
Yeah.
Or you think you're not streaming, but you are.
I haven't done that one yet, and
I've had like one or two moments where I've forgotten to end the stream, right?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So that's happened.
Jeez. Oh, that would be so scary. Oh.
Yep. Yep. Thankfully, nothing was really happening at the time, but still, it was like, oh god, no, that's not.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm really worried about.
Yeah, I've gotten that happened very early on before I got into kind of like a rhythm of raiding, ending, then go see the person who I rated, right?
Yeah, so yeah, that's another thing. I try to keep in mind to always rate somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I just really can't find anybody.
Yeah, because
Uh,
you wanna try to keep like the viewers going, right, and to be able
yeah.
to help other
Plus, it's
streamers
nice to
and sort of
just
thing.
let other people's channels be known.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Because you might be the reason that some of your viewers find next streamer that they love. So
mm,
yeah.
um, what is it? What else was I going to say? What's another bad thing? Like Wi-Fi. Oh, I had it. I had it when my Wi-Fi just cut.
Oh, let me tell you a fun story, right?
Mm.
One evening when I was still back living at home, and my brother was also still at home. I think it was over summer. Um, he'd been he'd been doing stuff as part of a project. I don't know how much of this I can actually say, but he'd been doing a project with to do with where he works, and he needed to upload this humongous video to YouTube so that everyone could see it, right? But and by this point, right, he was literally like his room was right next to mine, so he knows when I'm streaming, and I'm pretty consistent. So, but didn't even think like no thoughts in head. It was just like, let me just upload this to YouTube at like 10 or something, or well no I think it was maybe 9. It was a bit earlier, but I'd been streaming for a bit, and suddenly I have no idea why I don't even know what I was streaming at the time, but suddenly frames tank, everything tanks on the side of OBS. I'm like, what the frick is going on? Everyone's complaining in chat about how it's like 1 frame per second, and I'm like, what has just happened to my internet? But it was kind of like, it was too late for it to be something caused by my dad, right? Because he doesn't do stuff at that time of night. So it had to be by my brother, or just like an issue with the internet in general. So obviously I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have to be able to stream tonight, thinking that like this was something that wasn't going to change, even if I went to go see what was happening with my brother and if he was having the same issues. So then, yet again, I finish streaming, and I go and I talk to my brother, only to find out that yes, he is in the middle of like uploading this massive freaking file, and I'm like, please, wait, really? You know, I need the upload right now. I'm streaming. And he was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, dude, the frick. And he was like, well, I can turn it off if you want. And I was like, but I'm here. I'm not streaming right now. Like, I'm not streaming anymore. That's not the issue. I just needed to know what was happening. And he's like, oh, okay then. And then just turned back around to his desk and got on with it. And I was like,
Nice.
lovely.
Great,
lovely.
Great.
But yeah.
You got exposed.
Yep. It was freaking annoying, and did mean I had to finish early that night, which I very much did not want to do. But yes, just to talk about internet, that was something that happened and was not great. Not great.
Yeah.
1 frame per second, God.
Yeah, you go through the trials of streaming and the effort.
Yeah. And I remember before I got the PC, like the gaming PC that I'm now using, I remember I had, like, for the most part it was fine, it worked for what I needed it to, but the issue came when I was trying to like play on it while also streaming. So I remember trying to play Valorant on this little like, it was not a gaming PC. It was like maybe what's the best way to put it? It's kind of like the kind of PC that you'd have in like a school. So just like enough to, use Word and maybe do a little bit of processing, but definitely not gaming. Definitely not gaming. So, but I didn't really realize that. I was like, oh, I've got my own PC for this stuff because my Mac was not usable. Let's just say, it was just not feasible. Um, and I tried to play Valorant, and holy frick, that was like 4 frames a second. Um, and I was playing with two of my friends at the time who were like proper gaming nerds. And whenever I tried to show them what it was like for me, they were like, "How the frick are you even playing on this at all?" And I was like, "I don't know any better. I come from a Mac. When I played CS:GO on that, it was kind of like this." And I was like, and they were just not for it. They were like, "What? What? What?" And I was like, "I'm a console nerd. Leave me alone." But yeah, that was interesting times before I was able to actually get myself a gaming PC. This beautiful PC that I love so much.
Okay.
Multiplayer modes have updated. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent. But we do know how much I do that
Yeah.
a lot. It's not anything unusual. I'll get back into the next battle.
Yeah. Even though all that bullshittery, goes along with streaming,
Mm-hmm.
like as I was saying before, there are some good things that come out of it. Like, well, first the community you've always talked about, but also
Mm-hmm.
my confidence definitely has
Oh
increased.
yes.
Uh, learning how to talk to people. Oh, learning how to talk to yourself
Mm-hmm. Just
for
constantly talk for
for a
multiple
long,
hours.
yeah. Even because some people do just like to learn. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, it does help when somebody is talking to you in chat, so you can bounce back and forth. But when there's nobody talking back to you, you just gotta learn how to fill in the space.
Yeah, fill in the blanks, have a conversation with yourself,
Mm.
and just talk about what you're doing is mostly what I end up
Talk
with,
about what
right?
you're doing or what's happened or any thoughts or anything.
Yeah.
Um, what else?
I'd say I'm also like the same. I'd say I was very it helped me a lot with my confidence and my ability to just, yeah, as you're saying, keep talking. But
Mm.
also I had like before I had confidence in my gameplay, specifically like in Splatoon, right? I knew that I was a decent enough player
Yeah.
to warrant stuff, but not like kind of as a person, right? I didn't have the confidence in that per se, and also the confidence of like that someone would want to talk to me for a long period of time.
Yes. When
Um,
people stay for a long ass
yeah,
time, it's like, wow, okay.
it
No.
means a lot,
Yeah.
and sometimes you don't realize that, like just being a viewer, right?
Mm.
But it really does. It means a hell of a lot, especially for someone either starting out or just like not as used to it.
Mm.
Um,
It's like this person really wants to listen to all this shit that's coming out of my mouth right now. For this
yeah.
long? Okay, sure. And then maybe
Again.
talk to them after as well, which I sometimes do in my server. Like, dang,
And then people
cool.
who do kind of like stick around for like not even just the full experience, but like like they get involved, right?
Mm.
Where people that like even not specifically on like the viewer play with viewer events, but just in general that like want to play with you and um, slowly kind of integrate themselves in the community and become like much more of a part of it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but that's definitely another thing. Like, I've had the chance, not the chance, but more
mm,
willingness to like play
mm-hmm.
more and to play more with other people.
Hmm.
Even if I'm not streaming, I like at least ping people, and most of the time, like we get a game going, or we just hang out with VC. Like it's been way more sociable, I guess. Um, there's like I guess sometimes it's like I ask people sometimes. I don't know.
Hmm.
Sometimes it depends on what servers I am as well. Sometimes other people want to play with me. Um, but yeah, it's always nicer to play with people. To have
Hmm.
somebody else, or you know, something to go back and forth with.
Exactly. Completely agreed.
Mm.
It's so much nicer. And also when like you end up playing something new because someone's recommended it to you,
Mm.
and depending on the game, obviously, like they were able to kind of like play it with you and introduce you to it properly. I've had that like a couple times, where it's not just you fumbling your way through it,
Mm-hmm.
but there's actually either just in chat or like actually able to play it with you is can be really fun. Just something
Yeah.
worth normally thinking.
Because there's always there's like I said before, I'm very picky with my games. But like,
Mm-hmm.
if something popular comes out and then all my friends are playing it, I'm gonna play it. Especially if it's free, like what Among
Mm-hmm.
Us. And that shit came. Well, technically, it came out a long time before it became
Yes,
popular.
but
But
then
like, yeah, it was. Some games you just everybody hops on and it makes it even better because everybody's on the same wavelength. Everybody's playing the same game anyway. Like,
mm-hmm.
so it made it fun, made it easier. Even though if a game dies down a bit, or you guys play the shit out of it, kind of get bored after a while. It was fun for the time being. Um,
Yeah, and also, oh yeah, that makes me think like the games where like it all becomes popular and everyone gets on it at once, right? Then you're all figuring it out at the same time.
yeah,
That's really fun because then no one's like a god at it, and no one's like the best player per se
until
straight
they're
off the bat.
naturally just really good. Just
Yeah,
take
and then you find out someone just, e.g. in Among Us is really good at being both incredibly sus and incredibly not sus at the same time.
Yeah.
Um,
And then like recommendations also help because oh um
then
what was
you
it?
know, right, that it's something that someone's going to be interested in you playing even before you've started, right?
Yeah.
Because that's always a worry that just no one's going to care um,
Or if it's
about anything.
just or if it's just a bad game. Sometimes I
Yeah,
just like a different opinion. Or like if
yeah.
somebody's hyping up a game, or like
Mm-hmm.
what was it? Most recent one of my most recent tweets was a poll to play a game that some of my friends have been asking me to play. I'm like, it's a lot of money. Do I really want to buy it? He wants to
Mm-hmm.
play with me, and I got like what 130 votes out of that. So
Damn.
like, it was a pretty strong yes.
Yep, yeah, that's pretty much
So that's gonna be a game that I'm gonna have to play now. But like, since everybody, I trust people's judgment, and it has a pretty big following, so can't really, deny that.
So it proves it, yep. Proves it pretty well.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I also, we both always, I think we always go back to Splatoon one way or
Mm.
another, even if it's like after a long break, or even if it's just with, just happen to play something because we know how to play it, and we know we won't be trash at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we always have those games that we go back to.
Yeah, those games that you have kind of consistency in regardless what's going on, right? And you always know you can have fun with it. There's so many different games that, like, I feel like I've streamed that have kind of had different, like different kind of feedback to them. Even if that's just like different people in chat, different people being incredibly interested in it, stuff like that. So it's kind of difficult to like put it all into the one thing. But I'd say for the most part, like when you end up doing something like a series, because I did Bioshock, you have people who really get invested in it, which like makes sense to me now, but I didn't really think about that either during it, right? It was just like, oh, this is a new series that I'm experiencing for the first time. And I was like, Bioshock, Bioshock, Bioshock. And I'm like, oh, okay, okay, just here playing. And then you have other games where, like, I've played Zelda games a million, billion, gazillion times because I'm that kind of a Zelda nerd. But it's like people are experiencing their nostalgia alongside me. Like, it's not first time kind of, oh, I don't know what's going on, but more like, oh, I remember this, and they remember it too, while also introducing other people to it. So, yeah, it's... Games, there's so many. Play so many. They all are different in their own lovely little ways. And, yeah, just... You never know what you're going to get into, I suppose. And you get to share that with streaming. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Streaming. What have I learned from streaming?
Yeah, except from like confidence and stuff like that.
I don't know. Ruff, do you learn anything from streaming?
It's kind of made me a lot more aware of like even as the most basic thing, right, of how I react to games in different situations. Like, I'm not changing that, but you do become a lot more aware of it, right? Yeah. Like, I can become very overexcited in certain situations, and I wouldn't normally think about that, because why would I? It's just part of how I react to things. But yeah, like that being one of them, or how it's only in some situations where I get very scared, right? Like, I have... I don't know how else to explain this.
Well, the thing is, like, people can see your face. They can't see mine.
They can hear you being scared, dude.
Like when?
I don't know, but they would be able to hear it.
I guess. But I'm just saying, like, it's way easier for them, to see the reaction. And, like, it's way easier for them to know exactly what's going on. With me, it's just my voice. And there's certain things I won't bite. So sometimes, I don't know if there's ever going to be a time where people going to actually hear me, like, be actually scared, like if I'm probably never gonna play a horror game on stream unless somebody pays me, so
don't give them ideas if you don't want to play a horror game.
I don't mind. If they pay me, I'll play the fucking
thing. God.
But until that happens, no.
Maybe one day I'll get you to play something in VR.
I have VR at home too. Nah, that's too much for my poor little heart.
But yeah, you get what I was meaning there, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's not specifically about being scared or something, but being really happy, being like loving playing something because you're really good at it, because that's something that you can definitely be heard in your voice sometimes. Yeah, stuff like that, right? Where you kind of become a lot more aware of how you sound in situations than you would have otherwise.
I think, like, I've learned that I've relaxed more. Like, it's like with most things. You get used to it, you relax, you know what you're doing. Like, it's not that big of an issue.
Oh,
when I first
super nervous at the
start. Like, oh jeez, just switching on the fucking microphone, I'm like, do I sound okay?
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, that was oof. But now I'm like, it's whatever. People may not be watching me. If I'm talking to somebody, I'm gonna just talk to them like they're my friend already. Like, you have to, like, after a while, you have to switch your mindset and of how you present yourself to people. I'm still gonna swear, I'm still gonna be me, I'm still gonna be, if you don't like my humor, then it's not for you. You can go now. Like,
if we're not like the person, like the kind of people who like get you, right? If you're not the kind of people who you're interested in spending the time to watch, then you're not going to. So this isn't for you, as you're saying. And that kind of takes so much of the pressure off. We're not trying to be different people so that we can have like the maximum audience or whatever. We're being ourselves so that we can enjoy streaming because we're doing it because of that, right?
Mm.
Um,
But there are, like, in most things, in everything in society and whatever, there are going to
mhm.
be things where people will gravitate towards. I would say people will gravitate more towards you because of how you present yourself and how you just are. Most people don't want to hear swearing. Most people don't want to hear my horrible or dirty humor. Sometimes it's just not like for them.
Mhm.
So, plus in society, most people want to hear clean, you know, clean stuff. Um,
But
yeah,
then my response to that is that then you're going to get people who actually do get on with you, who
yeah,
do like you for you. And
yeah,
even if that's for whatever reason less, right?
mm,
It's going to be better people for it, right?
yeah. But in
And there's still
general,
people that
that's
really don't vibe with me, like really don't get along with me, that end up in my streams.
I find it hard
And
to believe.
it happens. It happens.
Oof.
And maybe it's not for the same reasons that people won't be getting on with you, right?
Yeah.
Because we are so different. And that's fine.
Mm,
But I think it does happen regardless. Maybe, as you're saying, at times I can be a little bit more, well, a little bit, somewhat more like family friendly,
yeah.
right? Because of the no swearing thing. And yeah, it's fair. Completely fair. I get you on that. But that's also not the only thing, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and certainly other people do like their more, even just sticking with the swearing thing, they're more, like, what's the, it's not mature, but
It
like
is
more,
mature. Mature.
well, mature
Mature
means more
content.
than that. Yeah, more mature content, sure. Um, and that's more of a niche that you cover than
Mm,
definitely than I do. So yeah, that's just kind of what each individual viewer is into and what they're there for. Um, but yeah, what else have I learned? In a way, like streaming has kind of got me into like this and editing and podcasting and all that. Like
yeah.
I don't think podcasting only happened as an add-on kind of
Yeah.
to our streaming because I don't
But
think we would have got here otherwise.
well, we've had ideas. We've had ideas to stream together. We've had
Mm-hmm.
ideas to do the cooking thing. We've
Mm-hmm.
had, we've had thoughts about, I don't know, because you don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know where it will be in like 5 years time. I don't know. So you might as well
Mm-hmm.
do what we can now. Podcast is
Yeah.
the second best thing. Plus, since our personalities are pretty opposite, and
Mm-hmm.
but we are best friends, like it makes sense,
Mm.
especially from my background and your background be completely different but also
Mm-hmm.
loads of similarities. Like it only made sense to do it.
Yeah.
plus
Agreed.
plus it's just a nice thing to do together as well, even if
Yeah.
nobody's listening.
It's just nice. Like we'll want to. This kind of gives us more of a reason to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Than we would have otherwise. Um, and yeah, it's just like the obvious next step, right? From as you were saying, from like collabing together on stream, playing together all the time, like wanting to do that cooking stuff together. Next step, podcast. Um,
basically.
so yeah. Um, and yeah, I think also going back to the confidence thing, we wouldn't have had the confidence to even attempt something like this had we
Yeah,
not um, like already been streamers, already been content creators. We wouldn't have thought anyone would have wanted to hear what we had to say.
yeah, especially if we
And
didn't like have much of a community either.
mhm.
That probably would have made it a little bit more harder as well. um
Yeah.
because people have told us they want to hear, well, firstly, because it's us. Secondly,
Hmm.
because you don't really hear many, just, normal, average ranked to a decently good at Splatoon 2 talking about Splatoon 2. You don't really get that. You always get the higher level, higher
Hmm.
ranked people talking about, the game and the meta and all that other stuff. We don't really get people just casually talking about it. And if you do, they're very hard to find.
Yes. It always comes back to that. Oh god. But yeah, no, I completely agree. Like this isn't really something that this is something that like we would have wanted to have.
Yeah.
So therefore, since it's really hard to find if it
Might
exists,
as well do it yourself.
Exactly. And funnily enough, this always comes back to like one of my other streamer friends. When he first listened to it, he messaged me on Twitter afterwards and actually like promoted it. But in like the like talking to me in like the comments after that, he was saying that he really wanted to hear more of my lore, right? Like that's what really got him, was the possibility of hearing more lore, which is really very gamer. Can I just say, talking about someone's lore?
Yeah.
But it was very, it kind of struck me that people want to hear, people want to know more about our lives, and it wasn't really something that I never really thought of like that, right?
Yeah, I guess. Because I know there's definitely stuff that people relate to. Or even just our past one. Or the whole ranked bullshit.
The ranked grind,
Yeah, people just, we both have different, there's many ways that people dealt with ranked or Splatoon in general. And I think there's definitely going to be at least one person. There's always going to be like at least one person or a few people who relate to what we've been through. It might not be exactly the same, but at least some of it they get, some of it that they went through as well. Which is super great. It's like super relatable.
Agreed. And be able to like just share it, right? Because if like one person feels the same on something, for example, like the Splatoon grind stuff, right? Then that lets them know that how they're feeling isn't just them, right? It's also something that someone else has gone through, which validates it. Because it's true, it's correct, it's how you feel, but it's difficult to kind of understand that when you know, or when you don't know what anyone else has gone through, or if anything's the same. I don't know. But yeah, just glad that people are liking it.
Yeah. You want to talk about the last one?
Well, we can do, yeah.
I just don't know really what to say about it, to be honest.
I don't know how to get into it. So, yeah, the last thing on our list that we wanted to talk about is about, like, Twitch and the controversies and all the issues and stuff like that.
A lot of issues.
That we've had to deal with since being streamers. And there's a lot in there, and it's a bit more heavy.
Yeah, but we're just gonna, not go too deep, but
yes,
express.
It needs to be talked
express
about.
Our concerns. Yeah,
exactly. Right. If we were like, nah, this is too deep, we don't want to talk about this on the podcast, then where would it be talked about, right? We can't just like ignore things that are a bit more heavy just because we're like, oh yeah.
Especially if it relates to us, because most of the things that's been happening, it relates to us where you want to go. Like the whole, what was it, the Black Lives Matter thing? Like, in general, you should always support the Black creators.
Yes, agreed.
Like, period.
Like, period.
But like, yeah, like all the what's it called, fundraisers and everything that was going on. It was nice to see, the support and the information that was going out about, supporting Black creators, because the algorithm and certain companies, they don't promote certain people, or
Yeah.
you get discriminated because of the freaking color of your skin, which is stupid, and it's still happening to this day. And like, it just I'm gonna have to deal with that for the rest of my life.
And
But
it's such a stupid thing
yeah,
to
but
like
mm,
discriminate by,
yeah,
and
but
that doesn't
yeah.
change. Like, I can get really, really annoyed by this.
Yeah,
But regardless, the whole point of why we're bringing this up is because it's definitely like involved in Twitch. It's definitely an issue
definitely an
that
issue.
needs addressed and is something that is important. But a lot of people just like it just doesn't seem like it's an issue at all to them. Like it's completely ignored.
Or it was like a
Um,
trend. People just saw it as a trend, and then after that,
mhm.
after the campaigning and all that happened, like that's it. People were like, okay, it's finished now. Like no,
Trend over. No.
no, the shit's still going on. Like you should support everybody, but you
Exactly.
know, you should especially support Black lives because it's like it doesn't feel like an equal opportunity right there. And in most things, just in life in general, like it's just something that it's gotta be there for. I personally believe a long
A
time,
long time.
because humans.
Yep.
um,
Humans and freaking dumb tribalism, and you look different from me. So therefore, you're different.
Because that also leads into the whole bot raids. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the hate bots and all those raids that's been happening,
Which is
targeting
still
certain
happening.
people. Yeah,
I had to ban one the other day. It's
like
still going on.
this is
Thank
so
you,
much
Twitch.
bullshit. It's too
And
many.
also, specifically, like with this and with Twitch itself, like it took them so long to even respond to it.
Yeah.
That's what got was a lot of issues with creators themselves. Right? Was that Twitch wasn't even doing anything about it, which is stupid. It's their platform. They're facilitating this, and they actually have to do something to stop it. Because what can creators do when they're getting hate rated all the freaking time? Pretty much nothing, except like set their chat to emotes only and ban the person who is then gonna create a billion more bots and just hate raid them some more. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why specifically people were so annoyed at Twitch at the time, or still kind of
Still
are.
are.
They've at least
I've
Twitch has at
noticed
least
it.
said something
Yeah.
about it, but
Yeah.
there's still issues.
There's only so much a creator can do. Um.
There's also obviously like just Egypts in chat in general, just people coming in, as we were talking about earlier, with like they're there to just cause issues and start fights, and that's all they're there for. And no one wants that. No one else in that chat, including that streamer, is there for that. You know,
Yeah.
like. And all you can do is try and figure out as quickly as possible if that's like all they are, and then just ban them. And just when that happens, it always kind of puts a damper on the stream itself.
Yeah, it does. It's very annoying.
Sucks.
Like, I'd just rather not, Just rather not happen.
Yep. Because surely you should be on. Well, it's still Twitch, but surely you should be looking for people you want to watch and people you want to support and be able to have fun with that, as opposed to, just ruining other people's days for the sake of it. But yet again, it is the internet. I'm not imagining it's going to be rainbows and sunshine. 'Cause it's not. It's the internet.
Rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah, sometimes you just have a long period of just like everything goes right in the chat and it's just such a lovely place to be, and then someone just comes in and you're reminded that you're still on the internet, and there's still a lot of terrible people out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Should have also mentioned with all the hate raid stuff that this wasn't just like aimed at Black Lives Matter people and that kind of demographic, but also at LGBT people, which is sucky on the same kind of level because they are looking for people to create a community with because, you know, being LGBT, you know, there's a lot of places where people are terrible. For like you know, tends to be actually similar kind of people to people who are terrible to black people. So they all kind of aren't great.
Nope.
Just aren't great.
Just to say it plainly, you know, not great.
It's all about the different from me, so I'm not gonna. I don't like you kind of people. And it's like, what the frick is wrong with you? But anyway, and they were also getting hate raids, and still are, just because of, you know, their sexuality, who they are, and that's garbage.
Yeah.
Just straight off of that, that's garbage.
And like, the thing is, it's like it's not just one. There's like, what was it? I think some of my friends have got it as well, extreme, and it's like what, over 80,000 bots. Or something like that. Like that's you don't have that much time to ban each one of them.
Yep.
Plus you have to find each one of them. Like, it's too many. Like
there's far too many. And I do think there's no like Twitch people, well, not Twitch specifically, but like content creators who are coming up with their own bots that will ban bots before they get anywhere near anything. Like there is stuff coming to kind of like the aid of streamers, but funnily enough, it doesn't tend to be from Twitch. Isn't that funny on their own platform? But yeah, so it's kind of like people have had to like figure out ways to ban the correct bots even when they keep on changing and making more, as often happens in these kind of situations. And it's just it just annoys me more. Not specifically the hate raids, but what's been done about it on the Twitch side. Yeah. That's what's annoying.
Well, you know, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Keep trying to make somebody's day better, I guess. That's all we can do.
Exactly. And I suppose, yet again, that is as good as we can do. And that's what's important. There's always going to be people who are going to treat other people badly or decide that other people aren't good enough or just spread hate in general. And we just have to be the kind of people who say no to all of that. And try and kind of do what we can.
Yeah.
And create a community that is safe for people.
Oh, I think that's the last one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's the very heavy bit of the podcast need to be said.
And then we have cats.
Yes, and then as Ty's saying, we've got our new section that we're doing now, and that's gonna be we are deciding we're gonna do some interviews
with some
as part of our podcast.
Some guests.
Yes, we're gonna have some guests on. And I would just like to say thank you to the person, he'll know who he is, who gave me this idea in the first place. It was completely random. So I was in a DM with this friend of mine who I hadn't talked with for quite a while, and we'd been talking about other things, and I'd mentioned the podcast, and there was a bit of a we hadn't quite understood each other, and he had thought that he might have he was gonna like record something for it because it was about like Splatoon journeys and whatnot, and that wasn't quite what we were doing. It wasn't supposed to be about other people, but also why shouldn't it be, right? Why shouldn't it be other people, and we get to know other people in all this, and you get to hear other people's like what they've been doing in Splatoon and get to know people and stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, so that's why we've now added this as a new section to our podcast, where at the end of each episode we'll have a little interview with someone in the Splatoon community, pretty much someone who we know, and go through their Splatoon journey and what led them to Splatoon, why they're playing, what they like about it, what they don't, stuff like that. So, yeah, I suppose we can now go over to that interview. And yeah, see you guys there. Hello, everyone. Now we'll be getting over to the interview part, which is our new section. And today we are joined by Kat, our friend, who also goes by Coolespe.
My name is Coolespe, but my friends mostly call me Kat. Play Nintendo games, especially Splatoon. 26 years old. Have a small job as a painter, and yeah, I appreciate the invitation. Thanks for inviting for this interview.
No problem.
Oh, no problem.
The very
no problem.
first guest.
Yes.
You should be honored. You should be.
But it was also a no-brainer.
Yeah.
To be fair, for it to be Kat. So yes, I think we'll just get straight into the interview side of things, and I think Ty's going to start us off with the first question.
So, Kat, what originally got you into Splatoon? Splatoon 1 or Splatoon 2, either?
It has started with Splatoon 1. I remember the E3 trailer. I've seen this when I was a bit younger. At the first sight, I was not interested, but 1 month after release, I've watched a part of a Let's Play from a German YouTuber. He was playing Splatoon, and I don't know why and how. Maybe it is because from the graphic, the technique of the system. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this game. I'm gonna buy this game. So, yeah, I've tried the story modus. The control felt really good, and after I get the online mode, yeah, it was so much fun, and yeah, this is how I came into Splatoon.
And then you've never looked back.
No,
oh, my word.
I
didn't.
I didn't regret this. I was like, this is definitely my game for the Wii U. Definitely the game of the year.
Hey.
So.
And yeah, you ended up meeting us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're welcome.
Meeting you. Yeah. Also, yeah. On the plaza, you see a lot of different artists. And
oh yeah, I missed all that.
And it also, yeah, and also I also was wondering, how can they draw so good? And there was also the internet site DeviantArt. DeviantArt is a site for artists, and I also was looking. And the first artist who inspired me to start drawing was Saharo Kirby.
Oh, jeez.
Saharo Kirby. On Twitter, the name is Doodlestar.
Oh,
and
Doodlestar.
One day, she posted a small tutorial, which is actually not a tutorial. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. And yeah, the first drawings I did was, okay, a bit cringy, but yeah, but
you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, practice. Yeah, it needed practice a bit. So, but with the time, I noticed the style changed a bit. You will notice this when you start drawing and keep going, and you wanna try something new. Yeah, and it also was one point I loved this game. But
there's the whole artistic
yeah.
side of things.
Yeah. Side note, Kat is the one who's been drawing us some little things here and there. I
Yes,
think
yes.
she made one for me for either my birthday or I think, and she made you one,
Yep.
and then she did what was that? The one that she did every week or something? What was it like during a month? She was drawing a friend
Yeah, a
every day or
friend. I think it
something.
was every
It
week
was a
or every week.
calendar.
Oh yeah, the calendar. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, every day for a month you
Yeah.
were just drawing a different friend. That was so
Yeah,
awesome.
so you always
Yeah.
had good art from Kat over here.
But that's
Yes, and she also has made our original, like spilling some bubble tea. I don't know. It's not like a profile picture, but like our what we're using is like a profile picture. That's from Kat.
The OG.
The OG indeed.
yeah, you're welcome.
But right, let's get on to the next question.
Okay, next question.
Right, next question is, what was your first weapon
My
in
first
Splatoon
weapon.
1 then?
Oh, I have to dig in very deep into my past. I cannot
Deep.
remember. I remember after Virginia, I think I've tried the vanilla splatter shot for a while.
That's
And
very splash shots.
Yeah, of course, splatter shots. But the first first Splatfest in Splatoon 1 was what was it? I think it was eating versus sleeping. I was in team sleeping because purple.
Hey, let's go!
And
I think I was in team sleeping as well
Yeah,
because
'cause
I just
sleeping.
wanted to be asleep.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's 2-for-1
and
right there.
in this time, I've tried the orange NZAP and the golden aerospray.
Oh, the golden arrow spray. It always comes out.
Yeah, but after a while, I also have said, okay, I need something that's maybe a bit more power. So I've changed to the vanilla Splash-O-Matic with suction bump and the suction bump rush.
It's always a solid weapon, to be
Yeah,
fair.
it was a really good weapon.
What did you find hard about the game when you started playing?
Actually, it was not hard to understand the control. I mean, the good tutorial was a good start into the game, but I think the difficult part was the rank mode. I mean, to begin it was easy, but after a while you will notice, yeah, of course it gets hard, but the hardest enemy in solo queue is the lag. In of course, it was a really nice experience with the lag. So
Nice.
yeah, that was my enemy. That was definitely the enemy number one in Splatoon 1. That was the thing. What I really hope Nintendo fix this one day.
Yeah, we're hoping and we're praying.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, we've been praying for years.
Yeah, I'm also praying already. Every day, every night. Every day, every night.
Oof.
Yes, indeed. And that's completely fair. But that's a good point on that. Right, well then leading in from that is any thoughts on the Splatoon grind?
The Splatoon grind, you mean the grind in X-Rank or Turf War or
in general, really?
Generally.
Yeah, just in general.
Hmm.
So that could mean ranked, that could mean competitive, that could mean just different weapons, you know.
I mean, the grinding of the weapons. I mean, there are some weapons. I mean, I've tried to play, but when I see clips from other players or competitive players who plays with this weapon very well, I was like, well, I wanna try this. I really wanna try this weapon. I wanna get better. I wanna improve. But it is not easy when you think. You will really I mean you realize, okay, this weapon needs time. Also needs time. I mean, like for example, you play T-Tech and you wanna try to more flex like charge or splatling, and you have not so many experience with that. It needs time, of course, but this is the grind which most people wants it to be more flex, or the grind to the grind of improvement, like your skill level, or the X points. Most people I've seen on Twitter, or like Twitter or other social medias, when I see how much they go for the X points, it is
Yeah, when they go really, really high and try to beat
yeah,
their
really
past records
high.
and
This
stuff
is
like that.
and
That's
this
too
is the
much
grind.
work.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is hard work, but I think the grind is worth it for this.
Yeah.
Fair.
Did you play any comp in your years of Splatoon?
Competitive, unfortunately not. To be honest, unfortunately not. In Splatoon 1, I was not only the normal squid, I was more the party squid. That means, yeah, it is the truth. I was a party squid in Splatoon 1, but Splatoon 2 changed me. Yeah, squid parties, and yeah, in public turf I was, and when I have seen the video of Vetter's video do it, the squid party gets bored, and I was like, okay, you need to change something. So rip party squid, welcome normal player, casual player, competitive. I don't know what I am, but yeah, since then I'm more interested in the competitive scene. I'm not a competitive player,
No.
but I'm interested for the competitive scene.
Yeah, plus you like play with us and play with some, pretty good or decent players as well. Like you can keep
Yeah.
your own for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it is.
you're
Yep.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, but I'm not so good like you and Zari.
Oh, stop.
Don't agree with that.
Yeah, me neither, but okay.
Well, then, what about instead of going down the competitive route there? Can you tell us about a Splatoon related moment, or one of your favorite Splatoon related moments throughout the entirety of you playing?
It was when we have played together. It was Rainmaker Schellendorf, I think. Rainmaker Schellendorf, yeah.
Nice.
Against a good team, and I mean, we lost, unfortunately, but it was in this match. It felt like I was really good. I did my best. I was really, yeah.
Wait, is it with both of us?
I think it also was with Trip.
Oh, you mean on stream?
Yeah, it was on the stream.
Yes.
One of your streams with, and also against the player called Cupcakes. That was really, it was these matches against the team of Cupcakes. It was really, it felt intense, but it was really fun.
Yeah, that was a pretty good Splatoon session, not gonna lie.
And I
agreed.
And I enjoyed to play with you guys. Really, I really enjoy this.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
I have tissues if you need one.
Yeah, somebody just reach through the screen cap.
Yep. Okay then. Well, I suppose the last question then
is what do you do now?
Usually,
Splatoon.
Looks like where's the rest of that question, Ty?
Sometimes I play Summer Run, but recently I'm in a small break because work and school. But if someone pings me for Splatoon I try to join as soon as possible, as long I am not in the bad mood or if you're tired from the work. It is a bit stressful for me. Next year I have my last exams for my
Nice.
training at job, and I hope it will go well.
It will. We send you good luck, cats.
Yeah.
We send
Yeah,
you all the
thank
good lucks
you.
and good vibes and all
We
that.
do. You got this.
Yeah, thank you. My exam is gonna be on May, so I still have time. And in this school week, it is more possible to play when I can, or if someone wants to, because playing alone it is not. Nah, it is a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah.
nah, just nah.
Splatoon is best enjoyed with
Yeah,
friends.
especially
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah,
Plus Splatoon
really.
3!
Oh my
Coming,
god,
coming,
Splatoon
coming.
3! Yeah, I know! Oh my god, the trailer for the story mode. It is so good!
It looks so good. It looks so good.
Oh,
Just
I
the music. Oh, jeez, it's so
oh
cool.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm
Rem-
grateful to meet you guys in this community. Really, the community is really big, and and
I'm glad to have met both of you
yeah,
as well.
You're welcome.
yeah.
Sorry.
Also, I still remember that when I joined the community for the first time, on Discord. I think it has started with it's a good friend. Her name is KJ, and she joined me somehow. Somehow she joined me in Turf War, and after Turf War, she DM'd me like, "Oh, GG's! Oh, it was you! Finally, I found you!" And yeah, she also sent me a friend request. By the way, KJ, if you should see or listen to the podcast, hello from me, Ty, and Zari. So and yeah, and after a while, she decided to send me a link to other server. Yeah, I see her with some other peeps in VC. They were in the PB, and I was like, okay, let's join the PB, no? Just join the PB. It doesn't matter. And yeah, she also DM'd me like, join VC, and yeah, this is this is how I came into in this server. The first step.
Yeah, and into the community.
Yeah, the first step. And yeah, since I joined this particular server, my life has changed a lot. I mean, I found people I can talk about Splatoon or other stuff. And yeah, it's also how I met my boyfriend. Yeah, thanks to Killjoy. Yeah, and I was like, oh, the name Raven. Yeah, the boyfriend's name is Raven, and he is a Hydra main. And the first time we met was also in Turf War on Stepper Kennel, and Killjoy and Raven were in VC. Killjoy told me like um what he said and what they have talked, and she said, "Oh look, oh damn, this is Coolespe. She is really good." And and yeah, KJ sent me the link to the server, and yeah, this is how I met Raven. I think the first time I met Ty was in the PB, and Ty joined. And she also started script backing.
Of course, that sounds like Ty.
No.
That sounds like Ty, yeah.
I was like, okay, what are you doing? Oh, Ty script backing. And well, I don't know how we came closer, but how we came closer and became really good friends. And I think when I met Zari, I think it was also PB.
Probably.
Yeah, I kind of.
Probably. I think I knew Raven before then, though.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I still remember the story with the cookies or muffins.
Yes. I think they were cupcakes.
Ah, cupcakes. Oh, he's a sweet.
Always cupcakes, but yes.
He's a sweet boy. He's a good boy. Really, I mean, yeah. Me and Raven, we are together since 2 years, and I really notice he has a really big, very big heart.
Ugh,
Not like
this
the other
episode's
boys
so
I've met.
fucking sappy. Ugh.
Too sweet for Ty, though.
Not like the other boys I've met on Miiverse, for example.
Oh, Meavers, no.
Oh, Miiverse, the
Not
place
really.
I've drawn a bit and it took screenshots, posted. Oh, thanks for playing. Thanks for playing, and yeah, and I was still a party squid.
Oh yes, back in the days.
Yeah, and
Cat was still a party squid.
yeah, but no more party squid.
You're reformed.
I reformed, yeah.
You're reformed. Yeah.
And yeah.
But I do believe we've kind of discussed everything.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Thank you for coming, Kat.
Thank you so much for saying yes to being interviewed.
Yeah, you're welcome. Also, thanks for the inviting.
Any socials or any shout outs that you want to do real quick?
Yeah, where can people find you on Twitter or whatnot?
Oh, my Twitter. It is at Coolespe if you're interested for some posts. Yeah, you can follow me. It's you're welcome. I need to.
Yes, we will put this in the description as well if you'd like to follow Kat.
Go follow Kat.
Yes,
not if you would like to. Just do it.
Yeah, I still need to have an Instagram account.
Yes,
everyone says
you
but,
do.
We will see with Instagram. We will see.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, Twitter. You're welcome to you're welcome. If you wanna follow my Twitter, it's okay. It's okay. It's been a while. I've posted something. That's fine.
Oh, fair. We're all like that, though. The only reason I post anything at the moment is
when you
because I'm posting stream stuff. But yeah, well, thank you so much, Kat, for being on the podcast.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it really was. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, also
for being our first guest as well.
Yeah, I feel honored to be the first guest.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I think we're gonna finish the podcast here for today. And everyone, please let us know if you like this new interview segment that we're doing. We're planning to do it with lots of different Splatoon community members as time goes on, and just because we want to diversify kind of the story we're telling and keep the focus a little bit on Splatoon, even if we're talking about other things. So yeah, what else do we need to shout out before we finish? As per usual, this will be on YouTube for all those people who are listening on Google Podcasts
and on Spotify.
And make sure to do all the regular things of
like, comment, subscribe on YouTube.
And follow on Spotify. I don't know what you do on Google Podcasts, but do whatever you do on Google Podcasts.
Press all the buttons, all of them.
Oh well, I feel like some of the buttons might be not what we want. Press all the good buttons. There you go. And yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.